Hello, this is webhostingrewind.com with another video helping you pick the best web hosting company for your need. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things web hosting related. Also, click the links in the description to learn more about each web hosting company that is discussed on this channel.
How do I start an anonymous blog? The first thing you'll need to do is develop a blog name that's short and easy for your readers to remember. You'll also want to make sure that it's available. So check the box in the name search tool completely anonymously to make sure there's no problem. After that, go ahead and sign up for a blogging account. When you create your username, add an underscore at the end of it to tell them apart from others who may be using the same username on different sites. Step number 1, pick a niche. If you want lots of visitors to your blog, it's important to pick an interesting topic. You don't have to be an expert or even slightly knowledgeable about the niche you choose, but you should be interested in it because that will make it easier for you to write posts about the subject regularly. A good way to find a niche is by looking around on other blogs and seeing what everyone else has covered. If you like a topic that someone else has already done, try to find some new information about it or a different spin on the subject. Step number 2, get a domain name and web hosting. You'll need a domain name and web hosting to set up your blog. Web hosting is basically where all of your blog files are stored, but a domain name is just the address that people can use to reach your site. You should get both because you can't really have a site without an address. So it's best to go ahead and pay for both services right away. Step number 3, install WordPress. The next step is to install WordPress on your site. There are other blogging software options, but the most widely used one is by far WordPress. It's user-friendly and allows you to do everything that you'll need to do as a blogger. So go ahead and sign up for the program now so that you can get started with your blog post writing right away. Step number 4, install themes and plugins. Since WordPress is such a popular option, there are literally thousands of free themes and plugins that you can choose from to add more features to your blog. Just look around for the theme and plugin options that fit with your niche so that you can post blogs as soon as possible. If you want your blog to be successful, you'll need to make it look good. It's best to use a custom design to fit in with the rest of your website. You can get a custom layout from someone else, but you'll still need to do some work on the coding side before you're ready to go live. Just talk with your developer and say what kind of things you have in mind. They should help out with any other questions or issues that come up during the process. Next, set up pages for all of your posts and tags. As soon as you've got everything saved onto your computer, upload them through FTP to your server. Once you've got everything uploaded, open up the Permalinks Manager and set your post format to default. This will allow you to use tags without worrying about special characters coming out wrong in the URL. After that, run a sitemap plugin so that people can see all of your content if they want to read through it. You'll also want to go ahead and install an SEO plugin. This is just used for putting keywords into the metadata on each page, but it's important for helping search engines return results when people look for certain types of information. Step number 5, keyword research. Keyword research is another important aspect of getting your blog off the ground. If you have a specific keyword that you want to rank for, you'll need to know how it's used in search engine results and where else people might search for related terms. Once you've got a list of keywords, you can use them in your posts and other updates to help boost your visitor count. You'll also want to come up with some long-tail keywords, just in case those are more popular than the short ones. Step number 6, start writing. Once you have your blog up and running, it's time to start writing. You'll want to start with an intro post that explains who you are and what the blog is about so that readers know right away whether or not they'll be interested in reading all of your posts. After that, continue writing new content regularly so that people will keep coming back for more. How should I write my blog posts? There's no exact formula for writing great posts, because everyone has different ideas and writing styles. However, there are a few general rules that apply to every successful blogger. 1. Write regularly, at least 3 times per week. If people can't find new posts on your blog, they won't keep coming back. 2. Include at least 1 or 2 links to other posts on the same site. That will help people find the content they're interested in reading without leaving your blog post page. 3. Use images. A picture really is worth 1,000 words. If you have some great pictures of something related to the topic of your post, then include them with the text so that readers can see what's being discussed. 4. Add video and audio when possible. Videos are precious because they allow you to show the full scope of whatever it is that you're discussing rather than describe it for people. If you can embed those videos into the post instead of, "How do I write anonymously?" you have several options when it comes to how you can write anonymously online. The most straightforward way is to use pseudonyms. which are names other than the real name you give to people online. Just make sure that your pseudonyms are unique and don't share a name with anyone you know in real life. Why do people start an anonymous blog? There are several reasons why someone would start an anonymous blog. It's a great way to express your opinion without having to worry about getting in trouble at work for writing something that isn't politically correct or offending anyone with your personal opinions. You don't have to use it for political issues, however. There are plenty of people who use their blogs to talk about the world around them and share funny stories. So you're not limited at all when it comes to picking topics for your site either. Can I blog under a fake name? Absolutely. Using a fake name online is called pseudonymous blogging, which is a good option for someone who wants to be anonymous. Just make sure that you choose something unique and easy for people to remember so they can search for your blog later on. It's up to you how many pseudonyms you want to use, especially if they're all just different names for the same person. However, some bloggers find it easier to switch over if they use various usernames rather than simply changing one username between sites like Facebook or Twitter. How do I make money from an anonymous blog? There are a few different ways that you can make money from your blog. You could choose to monetize it and place ads on the site. But if you want a way that doesn't affect your readers, then you could sell merchandise related to your posts or write books based on them. However, blogging for fun is actually just as popular as blogging for profit these days. Affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is another way to make money from an anonymous blog. This is when you write about products that you love and receive perks for doing so, such as getting a percentage of your readers to click through and buy the product for themselves. Promoting a wide variety of different products will help keep things fresh on your site too. Selling digital products. A third option for making money from an anonymous blog is to sell items like ebooks or online courses that your readers can buy. You'll need a platform to do this, so it's best if you choose one of the bigger blogging sites that have built-in storefronts. You could also use different company platforms or even PayPal to help you get started with your own store too. Selling physical products. Another option for making money from an anonymous blog is to create items that your readers can buy. This could be anything from t-shirts and mugs to computer accessories like mousepads or tablet cases. You'll need a way to get products into the hands of your readers, so look into any available shipping options listed by the sites that you choose to work with. Guest posting. One way to make money from an anonymous blog is by writing guest posts on other blogs. This will expose your work to more readers and include a link back to your own site, giving you some bonus traffic in the process. You could even use this as a good way to find new sites for yourself if you're starting. Should I monetize my blog? That's up to you. Some people enjoy seeing ads on their site, while others don't like the idea of them at all. If there are any ads that you love or hate, leave them in the comments below so we can help make your decision easier. Promotion for anonymous blogging. Promotion is an important part of blogging, no matter what kind of site you have. However, when it comes to anonymous blogs, the process takes a little more thought. You'll still want to share your blog with your friends and family, but there are also other ways that you can promote something like this too. Post on discussion boards for topics related to your blog content. It's a good idea to connect with other bloggers in your niche. Posting on discussion boards or forums related to the topic of your blog can help generate more traffic, and it could even lead to some social media friend requests too, as you follow each other around online. Use social media. Social media is one of the best ways to promote something like an anonymous blog. No matter what size audience you're hoping for, you'll need accounts set up on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, and any other site that might be worth using so that you can spread the word about yourself throughout all of those different networks. Get creative with your writing and try not to repeat too much from posting to posting. Guest post as a guest blogger at another site. Guest blogging on other sites is a great way to promote your anonymous blog. Be sure to use this as an opportunity to connect with more readers, too, since you can share some fun facts about yourself in the process. My advice for promoting anonymous blogging would definitely include guest posting on respected blogs, networking, and joining social networks. I've had success using all three. Is it worth staying anonymous with a blog online? Anonymity is a funny thing. One person may crave it, while another wants to put their name out there and be known for what they write. I would suggest that you're anonymous when blogging online if the information you are producing will get sensitive or maybe personal in nature. Remember, everyone can see your IP address. You don't want them closing in on your home either, as they might think of causing harm. So do be aware of this. You can also use a virtual private network like the Ola browser plugin to remain anonymous and trusted. So I feel anonymity needs some extra precautions taken because, let's face it, There are some crazy people out there who could use the information you share online to hurt you or your family. Anonymity isn't such a bad idea, especially if you live in an area where you're afraid of retaliation from others for what's written. If this is true, then change up details as much as possible and sprinkle false ones into the mix, too, so that anyone reading will have a hard time finding your actual identity. Select advanced privacy with your domain name. If you want to be even more anonymous online, then it's a good idea to select the option that will hide your personal information. This works if you're purchasing privately through someone else or a company like GoDaddy. It could also work if you purchase directly from Google as well. These are all options that may allow for anonymity and privacy when it comes to websites. They will not show the owner of the domain name, but rather just another entity entirely. Sign up for email, WordPress, and social media with a pseudonym. You can do this easily with any of these resources. They will ask you for your real name and then ask for an email address to use as well. Your email should be a false one that you don't normally use, so that if they ever track down your personal information through your IP address through other means such as hacking or government agencies using their force, it won't lead them to the correct place. Amp up security for your anonymous blog with a VPN. A VPN allows you to browse the web with more security and will allow you to remain anonymous if things get sticky. It's a simple process of providing your information and then connecting to their servers via a username and password that you provide them. It's safe, secure, and easy to use online as well. If anyone tries to track down your IP address, they will not find it since it is masked through different servers from theirs, which is why this method works so well. Check out Tor. You can also visit a site called Tor. This gives you complete anonymity online regarding the websites that you visit or the pages that you post anonymously for others. You can enjoy extra protection these days as people try more and more ways of finding out all the details they can about you. Benefits of starting an anonymous blog. Here are some benefits of keeping your blog anonymous online that you may want to think about. Your privacy is protected and respected. You get the knowledge of being able to shield yourself from legal issues and more personal negative ones as well. Having a blog will allow you to push your agenda forward. There's extra income opportunity through it as well. People can easily make money on the web with a blog, especially if they have an anonymous one that doesn't show their real name anywhere on it either. It makes it hard for anyone who might try to track them down in life offline. Drawbacks of having an anonymous blog. The drawbacks of having an anonymous blog are: you must be extra careful to remain fully anonymous and delete your posts frequently so that others will not be able to find out who you are online. This means you will have to be careful when posting links on your site and when commenting. It's definitely not a risk worth taking in life for the sake of making money online. And it's also not one that should be taken if you demand your privacy. When is it okay not to use an anonymous blog? It's okay if someone already has published their life story. They've done so in the past with no ill effects or problems. Some people don't mind sharing certain aspects of their lives with others because they are comfortable doing such activities. That can change quickly, though, especially these days as people get hacked more often than before too. There are plenty of reasons why it might be a good idea. What you should think about before starting an anonymous blog. Consider how safe it is to have a blog in the first place. Think about what information can get out there from this and if it's worth it. You'll also want to consider any legal issues that might come up because of what you post on your site too. This has become more problematic since certain things have happened with sites like Facebook, including getting sued over content posted on their page by users. It's something to really know and understand before. Use a blogging email address and a pseudonym. One more thing to do is set up an email address for your new site that is different than all of the rest. You'll want to make sure it's anonymous and has nothing related to you in any way at all. Even if they begin tracking down your IP address, they won't be able to find out where it really goes since it ends up going through another server instead. Get a virtual private server for anonymity. It's also smart to use a virtual private server so that everyone who visits will not trace back what their IP addresses are. They can, however, track them down from other sites if links are leading back on them, but then again, you don't have such worries with. How do I establish a pseudonym? Get an anonymous email address and make sure that you use it on all of the profiles for your blog so that when people click through to know more about you, they won't be able to find out who you really are. You'll want to have a solid password, too, but one that's easy enough for yourself to remember as well. Determine what topics are okay or not okay. Check with yourself before writing any blogs about anything that may end up being a sensitive topic for others, even if they won't know your identity directly off of this. For instance, if you've been cheated on in the past by someone in your partner's family, then perhaps it's better not to discuss such an incident at all online where everyone else can. Tools and resources for blogging anonymously. Here are the best tools for blogging anonymously. Virtual private server hosting. This is a must-have to protect your identity while blogging. A virtual private server gives you the ability to have your own space on a remote computer, which means that you can use all of that power and storage capacity for yourself instead of sharing it with other people or companies. So if someone wanted to track down where their IP address was really going when they were visiting your blog, they wouldn't be able to pinpoint it unless links were leading back onto virtual private network. A virtual private network hides the user's identity, among other things. If someone went onto your site trying to track down who you really are, they wouldn't be able to find out much at all. A good VPN would give you access to a server in another country, which means that every website you were viewing online would appear as if it were actually coming from there and not from where you're actually located either. This is crucial for those bloggers who want to keep their identity safe while also sharing relevant content freely with others. Virtual machine. This is just one more highly recommended tool for a blogger that wants anonymity. In this case, what you'll do is use a virtual machine to run a virtual operating system on your computer. It allows you to download the software that you need, install it, and then run it without causing any harm or damage whatsoever to your main laptop or computer. But when you're finished using the program, your virtual machine will close down and not interfere with your normal laptop or desktop at all. That way, anyone who might be tracking down what kind of programs are running on this won't even suspect that it's being used as an anonymous blogging tool too. Premium WordPress themes and plugins. Another way to get started with a premium WordPress theme or plugin is to use your own VPS. That's because you would be able to install and activate it without anyone knowing that it was even there in the first place. Traditional web hosts don't allow for such things unless they're specifically meant for security purposes, which means that using a virtual server to run WordPress blogs instead goes hand in hand with providing anonymity too. Tor browser bundle. A Tor browser bundle allows you to surf the web in complete anonymity as well. It utilizes a series of nodes or other computers along with its network before sending you out someplace else completely safe and private so that nobody can track down where you originally came from either. This is truly an invaluable tool for those who are blogging anonymously because it means that you'll never have to worry about a thing. Updated software and hardware. When it comes to anonymous blogging, you also need to make sure that all of your software is up to date. This means that your hardware drivers and software will be secure from any potential hackers who might come along to try to disable them, alter them, or otherwise compromise the system. If you purchase a new VPS server for this purpose, one of the most important things that you can do is make sure that it's operating at full capacity right out of the gate so that there are no issues whatsoever with security or anything else. How do I create an anonymous blog using WordPress? If you're someone who wants to start blogging anonymously, there are a variety of things that you can do right away. Some people choose to use one or more of the tools mentioned above to really hide their identity and protect their blog posts from any cyber attacks that might be coming along too. Others instead choose a VPN service with multiple IP addresses available to switch them out whenever they have something new and exciting going on here at their site. Either way makes perfect sense because if you want to blog anonymously, it's important not only to understand how to set these up but also why they're so useful and valuable as well. Which is the best anonymous blogging platform? When you're looking to start an anonymous blog, there are plenty of ways that you can go about doing this. Many people use WordPress for the platform because it's easy to install and configure for anyone who wants to set up a real page here in no time at all. It's effortless to install on your own as well, which makes it perfect for those bloggers who want complete control over what they're putting out on the web today too. Why should I start an anonymous blog? Perhaps you've been thinking about starting an anonymous blog but aren't sure why this is important for your site or who might be interested in reading it too. If so, think about the fact that more and more people are blogging every day on a wide variety of different topics such as the environment, politics, culture, and much more. That's because there are so many issues out there that affect us all personally. If not you directly, then someone close to you most definitely will be impacted by these things sooner or later. Therefore, it makes sense to get involved in discussing them online today. Wrapping up, questions to consider before starting an anonymous blog. Why do you want to start a blog? What do you hope to get out of it? Will people using your site be able to find out who you are in real life or not? How safe is it for you to have such a thing in the first place? Are there any sensitive topics that should not be discussed on this at any time because of how it can affect others emotionally and psychologically too? Can someone track down your IP address if they so choose or not? Through other means anyway, like by tracking back from a link posted on another site directly leading toward yours. What precautions can be taken to protect yourself in these cases? How much does an anonymous blog cost? And what's included with it? Who do you know that might want to visit here regularly too? And are there any special benefits to blogging anonymously versus having a public profile somewhere online today on the internet at all?
To learn more about this web hosting company or any other web hosting company discussed on this channel, be sure to check out the links in the description. Once again, this is Web Hosting Rewind, helping you pick the best web hosting company for your needs. Also, if you purchase using the links below, you will receive exclusive bonuses not offered anywhere else. The commissions go to supporting the channel to continue to provide relevant and unbiased information. Thank you and have a great night.